Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mercury square or opposition the North Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, people, first thing up is, well, if you have Mercury square or opposite the North Node in a natal chart, there may be difficulty in communicating, which is Mercury, about your future, which is the North Node. Now, the thing is, if you have your North Node in Aquarius as an example, that future, may be tied in with humanitarian work, altruistic actions, selflessness. It could be doing something connected with an Aquarius field or profession, whether it could be astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, meteorology, or aviation. If the North Node is in Libra, as another example, that future may be tied in, with being a mediator, cooperation, intellectual sociability, or it may even be a field associated with Libra, such as working in art or a legal profession. It could be being a diplomat, working in negotiation, arbitration, maybe scales even. Hey, scales are connected with the zodiac sign Libra. So anyway, another thing too about Mercury square or opposite the North Node in a natal chart, it could also manifest in where it could be hard to put the mind, which is Mercury, on the development of the positive attributes of the North Node placement. Now, the thing is, let's say if you have the North Node in Taurus as an example, the positive attributes connected, that placement can simply be, persistence, self-reliance, perseverance, patience, endurance, trustworthiness, good financial, being able to have good financial acumen. Also, too, another thing about these aspects could also be if there's any issues connected with the hands, the arms, the nerves, lungs, or breathing, which is Mercury, may have an adverse effect on the North Node, the energy connected with it in terms of trying to, attain that mission, the purpose, the future, the destiny, which is connected with it. It doesn't mean you wouldn't, you wouldn't attain it, but it could make it more difficult for you to do so because, the hands and the arms, are connected, all right, there's a lot of things actions that people do that involve the hands and the arms, but could be more to one's detriment in terms of whether it be a delay or what have you in trying to attain the energy that's connected with the North Node. If the North Node is in Sagittarius as an example, that the destiny, the mission, purpose, future may be tied in. It could simply be expanding horizons. It may be doing something with foreign travel. It could be something tied in with a Sagittarius field or profession, whether it could be publishing, advertising, printing press operation. It could be something with adventure, exploration. It could be being a pilot, doing college teaching, as some examples. Also, too, short journeys, which is Mercury, may conflict with trying to fulfill, the destiny, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, well, how could that conflict with it? Well, the thing is, if you're like running errands as an example, doing things, short journeys that involve taking people to stores or, conversations you may get into with others during these short journeys going into the stores, or if you're talking too much to others during, even simple things like that could cause like a distraction or some diversion in terms of trying to fulfill that destiny that is connected with the North Node placement. If the North Node is in Aries, as an example, that destiny may be tied in. It could be doing something where you express some kind of leadership prowess and ability. It could be some work in the military, working in physiology, or speech therapy. It could be helmet or hat designer, or even being involved in like volatile sports, which can include football or hockey. Even combative sports, which can include like judo, boxing, wrestling, karate, doing it could be kickboxing, as some examples. And the thing is, also too, it may not, as far as these aspects go, Mercury square or opposite the North Node in a natal chart, there may be difficulty in terms of emphasizing communication, writing, manual dexterity, which is Mercury in that the second half of life, which is where you emphasize, generally the North Node position. Now the thing is, if you have, let's say Mercury is in Pisces, writings, may be connected with poetry, dancing, photography. It could be writings connected with the paranormal or the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Mercury in Aquarius could be writings associated with science fiction, altruism, humanitarianism, astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, aviation, innovation, as some examples. And the thing too is, it could also be, as far as these aspects may go in the natal chart, there may be difficulty in terms of analyzing, which is Mercury, what you're trying to move toward, which is the North Node. And the thing is, in terms of like trying to analyze what you're moving toward, as far as the North Node goes, well, the difficulty, as an example, could be, just simply, how long, it may take you to get to where you want to be in connection with the North Node place, and how you're going to go about doing it. What changes may need to be made in yourself in order to actually attain, what you're aspiring to do in terms of the North Node placement. Of course, that that process involves going away from the South Node position, at least to some degree. Now, the North Node, say, is in Capricorn, as an example. You could be moving simply toward, more structured, discipline, consistency, about planning, things more matters with business and in the career. Specifically, as far as a Capricorn field or position goes, it may be something associated with construction. It could be architecture, dentistry, accounting, information technology, masonry, business, as some examples. Now, also too, Mercury square or opposite the North Node in a natal chart can also manifest in siblings, cousins, and neighbors, which is Mercury, may not be beneficial in what you're learning and aspiring to be, which is the North Node. It could either just be that they may conflict with what you're learning and trying to learn and aspire to be. It could be that they just, they're not around, or they're just not beneficial. They're not overly helpful in terms of what you're, trying to attain in connection with the North Node placement. Now, let's say the North Node is in Gemini, as an example. Well, what you're learning and aspiring to be can simply be more, versatile, multifaceted, being able to see, manifold beliefs and opinions. It could be, doing something, with communication field, such as writing, journalism, data, or satellite communications. or something that involves manual dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics, as some examples. Now, also, too, the early education, which is Mercury, may not have been favorable in terms of, the direction that you're going toward, which is the North Node, whether it may have been, distractions or diversions and, other things that may have, taken precedence at that point in time. If the North Node, say, is in the zodiac sign Cancer, the direction one may be trying to go toward may be connected with home, family matters. It maybe matters with safety, security, protection, more introversion. It could be something associated with a Cancerian field or profession, whether it be cooking, culinary, restaurant work, home renovation or remodeling, real estate, plumbing, or laundry work, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.